Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Brain Bloke. I hope you've had a great week, and today's topic I will be talking about how to survive your first year of university and how I'm doing so far, because I'm also 1 month into my first year, so I can give you a personal perspective if you like. My first tip would be to prioritise your social life. Especially say if you're going to a big city. Like personally, I'm in London, and I felt really overwhelmed at the start because it's such a huge city, and I come from a tiny ghost town if you like, and so the adjustment was huge, and homesickness, etc. I had all the symptoms of a poly student basically, and so I would recommend really prioritising your social life. You will, the moment you come in, after you've packed, etc, etc, and even now, even if you've settled in 1 month in, join societies. That's my biggest tip, like one of my biggest tips. Join a society, go to your freshers events and find societies you like. For instance, I like badminton, making cakes and creative writing, so I would probably look to join about 3. And I'd recommend you do the same. Look at your hobbies. What did you do back home? What did you do back at college to, stress? Get the stress off, and make sure you find that group and you join it, because it will be so worthwhile in the long run. And on that note, I would also recommend not joining 100 societies. At King's College London, they have about 300 odd societies. And as tempting as the Sherlock Holmes and Mickey Mouse society might sound, you need to prioritise the societies you join, because it will be likely you won't have time to actually go to all the ones. So just handpick the few best ones and don't sign up for everything on freshers, because, or even later, because you will get junk mail, you will get spam every single day for 3 years, and that is a nightmare to deal with. So that is my first tip. My second tip is don't form cliques. By that I mean don't quickly jump into a friendship group and make them your only friends forever and ever and ever and ever until death do you apart. Do not do that. Be selective. Well, you can be selective in that, if you want someone who are hard workers and you want to join them there, etc, you can. But on the other hand, I would recommend just exploring the amount of people and potential you have to make friends at university. In my cohort there's about 170, and so far 1 month in I have met about maybe 10 to 15, and so I also need to do the same. And I have noticed I have been getting out more now and trying to make more friends outside of my own clique. That naturally happens, and that really does help, because it'll be surprising at the amount of interests other people have similar to yours, and it'll just be really refreshing as well. And again, that will help alleviate some of your homesickness, because you'll have other people in the same boat as you and you can just discuss and vent out all your issues. So that is my second tip. My third tip for you guys would be to form study groups, because university, is not like college in terms of A-levels. As stressful as they are, and respect to all those who take those, university is a whole new game. Like, everything is more faster and it hits you harder, so you have to stay on top from day one. And for that I would recommend just organising your life and buying a diary, etc, noting down things and just working at it at a day at a time, and so you're not overwhelmed. And I'd also recommend to form a study group, especially for the harder modules or the stuff you really absolutely hate and think, oh, I'm paying 9,000 for this. And you need to form a study group and get in the habit of meeting with those students who also have similar issues, and discussing all the topics together to make your progress much faster than if you were alone. Personally, like, there is a module which a lot of the students find difficult. It's the brain module, so we basically learn about the whole biological aspect of the human body, etc., and especially the brain. And it's crazy, like the concepts, foreign concepts are explained with foreign definitions. So when you're in the lecture, you are pretty like, you're like, why on earth, like, what is this about? And sometimes it's hard staying awake during those times because you cannot relate to anything because you don't understand anything. And for those type of lectures, you know, ask the tutors and pester them over email. That's their job, you know, that's why they get, I don't know, 50, 60,000 pounds a year. And form study groups where you discuss the same hard topics together, but you break them down into chunks. So if you've got 5 topics and you've got 5 people, of course, just share one topic between you all, meet up at the end of the week and share your notes. That's what I do with a bunch of amazing friends, and that has worked really well. And you know, we're able to keep on top of all the crazy workload we get every week. So that is my 3rd tip. My 4th tip is for deadlines, just make sure coursework deadlines will come. You will have exam deadlines, etc. Just write them in a simple list, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or how many you have, and just put a teeny, you know, write the assignment, write the dates due, and then next to it write your own ahead of the deadline, if you know what I mean. So if my deadline is tomorrow, I would write that, or next week I would write my deadline to be tomorrow. So that would give me, I don't know, it'll create more anxiety, and that will make me work harder because I've set myself a fake deadline. And so then you're much ahead of the game. And just list all your deadlines in order and visually, you know, make them creative, make them bold so you can see them, and just stick them on your wall or something and just look at them and remind yourself every day. Like I personally have like a haphazard list here, which I'll just point the camera to if it zooms. I'm not sure if you can see, and apologies if you can't, but this just basically, all this messy flip chart is doing the same job as what I've told you guys. And that is a nice way, an easy way I'd say, to keep on track instead of, you know, doing the whole, if you're not into your organizational, you know, full-on thing, filing, etc. This is like the least you can do, and it's the least effortful thing you can do, which will help you in the long run. It's such a simple and effective way, and it always works because you can see everything. So yes, my 5th tip is this year matters, guys. Yes, it's your first year. Personally, mine is worth 11%, roughly anyway, and for you it might not be worth that much, or it might not even be worth at all, like it's not assessed. And I would still recommend put the work in, like, I don't know, like 30 hours a week, or if anything, treat it as a part-time job. So I don't know, maybe 20 hours a week. That's like the minimum you can try and get done outside of lectures. And that will help you because this forms the foundation of your next 2 years. And so if you get this solid, you know, the castle will build itself, you know, over the 2 years, because you will have all the stuff grounded in your brain because you've been putting the effort in and you've been slogging when others have been slacking. And now, you know, it's paying off because you know and understand everything, and in lectures you can actually stay awake, you know, and be like, oh yes, I learned that before I came in and stuff. So just keep on track. And similar to that, to help you do that, maybe in front, or like when you have lectures, etc., sometimes they print out the topics and they tell you in advance what topics will be coming in the lecture today or whenever, and just do a bit of reading, literally, even if it's half an hour or 20 minutes, gosh, yeah, and do a bit of reading and just get your head around some of the things. If there's 100 things you need to learn maybe 5 or 6 from the 100 to get like the main theme and the main essence of the whole topic and lecture. That will basically save your life in the lecture, especially if you sit at the front like I do, which makes it especially harder to fall asleep because the lecturer literally stares you dead in the eyes most of the time. So yeah, it will really help you be more focused in the lecture, because you will be like, okay, I learned this earlier and now everything is fitting in together like a beautiful jigsaw. So yes, my last tip would be, it's more to do with flatmates, etc. Moving in and being thrown in a flat or a dorm or whatever, and with complete strangers, is going to be a shock to the system, to say the least. Like, for me it has anyway, like because you're not used to how they behave and how they keep their dishes and whether they're going to pile the sink or, you know, and everything is totally new. Like, each person will have a different personality. You're probably, you know, might have a few arguments. I've had an argument personally, and you know, the best thing to do sometimes is just to sit down and just, you know, simmer down and not over catastrophize things, and make some sort of rota saying, okay, this person takes a bin out on Monday, you know, person B on Tuesday, C, D, E, F, etc. And then work on that rota and just you know, make some sort of timetable, and you just try and socialise with your flatmates, because they will be with you for a full year, if not 3 years, if you're living in the same accommodation. And that will really help you out in the long run, because they are the faces you see when you come home, when you're behind the kitchen table, in the kitchen, etc. And you will have to tolerate the people, otherwise it will just be a long, miserable year. So just be aware of that, and you will have a great first year. So I hope these tips have helped. And to quickly summarise: social life, join societies, don't form groups of friends, be more open to other people and different cultures, form study groups for harder topics, and don't waste your foundation year, because that really matters and it's a grounding for the next 2 years. And get on with your flatmates. So, and that is all from me today. I hope this video has helped, and if it has, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment saying basically, you know, how maybe I could improve and any other topic ideas. And yes, that is all. Have a nice day. God bless you all and take care. Bye.